Hello again and welcome to another Morning and Glory live stream, and it's an exciting one today because I have got the brand new rules for the British, for the Conflict 47. Bust a rift, boys, bust a rift. And I've got to be a little quiet today because I'm filming at midnight at the weekend, so I can't be disturbing the neighbours too much. But I'll have the microphone nice and close, so hopefully you'll be able to hear everything. But we are going to be talking all about the new Conflict 47 stuff. This is very exciting. I basically got the full rules for the massive, and I mean massive overhaul to the British robots. If you are a fan of the British in K47, then this is absolutely going to be the stream for you. If you're someone that is currently playing Conflict 47 with the British, and you've been thinking, these robots are cool, but they are a little anemic. They are, they are a little anemic, and there's a little bit of a why the hell did they bother inventing these things? Well, let me tell you, Warlord Games, they've heard player feedback. I've given them feedback. You guys have given them feedback. Loads of other creators and players have given them feedback. They have taken it on board. And I think that everyone is going to be very happy with these new rules. I think they've brought player choice into the game, so it's not so obvious. You know how having one really obvious choice can sometimes, make a game a bit boring? Well, now you'll have the agony of choice, especially on the Mark 1 robots. And there's so much to unpack, so much to dive into here. So it's not just the Mark 1s that have been overhauled. Pretty much every single automated unit has been overhauled. Plus, I can confirm it's 30 minutes early, but I don't think Warlord will get too upset at me. I can confirm that there is an automated platoon, a specialist platoon coming for the British, and it should be out by the end of the month. This is like the preview, the prequel, and then it'll be out by the end of the month, I'm pretty certain. So I think it's this Friday when the rules go live for it. So you will not have to wait very long from seeing this stream to seeing the rules. Also, I have made a pre-recorded video for this for all of this stuff as well, which will be available to watch tomorrow. So if you can't watch the stream now, there is a video tomorrow, because you guys know I always look after you, even though I'm not a very good content creator, because I should make you all stay here and watch the stream and all that kind of stuff. I always try and do right by my boys, right? So if you're a British person right now and you're thinking, I've got to get up for work in the morning, I don't know if I can watch all of this, don't worry, there will be a pre-recorded video going through everything tomorrow. So there you go. All right, but for those of you that want to stay here and get the early sneak preview, who want to get the early rules and be basically running right out the gates, this stream is for you. All right, there you go. All right, so basically we've got to wait 12 minutes. We've got to wait 12 minutes, and then we can and then I can reveal all. Now, the only thing I can't do is show the rules on screen. Okay? It's the only thing I can't do is show the rules on screen. But what I can do is basically read the rules out verbatim. They just said don't show everything off on screen. They didn't say don't read things out pretty precisely. So don't worry. Don't worry. We'll be getting into the detail. So even if I read something out and you've got a question, like a follow-up question, I can answer it in detail. Okay, so there we are. So with all that said, let's just that covers the briefing today. The briefing we're going to focus on the K47 stuff because today, because I don't want to be streaming too late tonight. I only really want to be doing sort of a 2 or 3 hour stream, if that. And then tomorrow we can talk about anything and everything. And also, because I know some of you, like Nostalgia Vivek, you say you want to talk about like 40k tonight. I'd say we'll try and keep that stuff to a minimum tonight. Normally I'm pretty laissez-faire, but we'll focus on that stuff tomorrow, mate. And actually, I've got my first game of 11th edition on Tuesday. So even if you don't get a chance to join tomorrow, we could always compare notes on Tuesday. So there we go. So with all of that said, let's get into the stream proper. And whilst we've got 10 minutes to wait, we might as well observe our traditions, because traditions are what separate us from the renegades, the heretics, the traitors. Traditions are what make us the Emperor's true finest. And by Emperor, of course, I mean the Emperor of Japan, his Ghost Core. Stand up and be counted. It's time to roll call, baby. Banzai, banzai, banzai. And by Emperor, I mean King, right? For the King, King George. There you go. Probably the Queen at this point. Anyway, let's see who is in the stream tonight. We, of course, have got Spriggs. We've got Javo, Ed Bailey. We've got Eric, Trooper, Cyrillic Dude. We've got Mark Coyle, Michael Gibson, probably with Lil Gib. There you go. Agus, and Wolf, and Patrick H, and Cheese Marine, and Aldeas, and Galactic Republic Studios. And we've also got everyone is spamming like shit. We've got Nostalgia Vivek, Squidfist on a Rhombus, Ostrico, Pigeon Toady, Prep Cook Survive, It's Me Marco, Cool German Dude, Cool Cat, Benjamin, Yuli, and Cavasius, and Tank Charmer, and Matthew Tucker, and Crucible, and FRVN_6, and Teapot, and Wolf, and Stacey Pierce, and Squidfist, and Butt Mountain, and Bentley Kramer, Matthew Tucker, Commissar Deathstrike, Lord Davian, Roshi, and Samuel Phoenix, and Mini Dingbat. Hey! Welcome. Well, thank you so much to all of you for joining today's bonus stream. There we are. And Aldeas, hey, there you are, man. So welcome to today's bonus stream. Hope you guys are really excited for today. I have been literally itching to go live all day. And now that we're here, I'm so excited. Only 8 minutes until all will be revealed. 8 minutes. There we are. So it should be very, very exciting. But thank you so much, everyone who's joined. If I could all remind you to go ahead and like the stream if you've not done so already. It's just a great way of supporting the stream, especially when we're covering something like Conflict 47. Although, to be fair, the Conflict streams do, thanks to everyone who has historically liked the Conflict streams, they now do, almost as well as the 40k ones, which is amazing. So keep smashing those like buttons, keep chatting away, keep supporting. And of course, if you want to see more Conflict content, then don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well. And we've also had a couple of little bits of support coming here as well at the start of the stream. So let's take a moment to say our thank yous to those people who have gone above and beyond the Call of Duty, coming in with all of the super chats. So starting off, we've got Spriggs, who began the stream right with a smiling poo emoji super sticker. Pretty much sums up the quality of the stream, I suspect. And then we've got Ed Bailey. Thank you for the super chat. Timmy, streaming at the weekend. What is this madness? Streaming at the weekend because I'm just too excited to share with you the new Conflict stuff. I think it's going to make I think it's going to make people on both sides of the aisle happy. I think it's going to make people who are who already have the British, like into the British, or thinking of getting to the Brits for K47. I think it's going to make them happy, and I think it's going to make the opponents feel happy as well, because there's nothing like playing against an army that feels right. When the opposing force feels like it's meant to feel, and these rules definitely pass the vibe check 110%. So. Yeah, so I think that's what this madness is all about. Just revealing the rules today. Cheese Marine, thank you in super chat. Me assembling B for Bertie as we speak. Well, in 6 minutes' time, I will be able to tell you exactly what B for Bertie is all about, down to the last minute detail. So you better be excited for that. Let me tell you, you will not be disappointed. To be fair, a lot of it was revealed by Warlord earlier on Friday, but there's a few extra tidbits of information which still haven't been revealed. But there's a lot more outside of Bertie. There's a lot more. Next we've got Yuli. Yuli, thank you for the super chat. Heyo, can you tell us about how the NDA works? Well, basically, I mean, I can't tell you everything about it because I didn't read it that closely. I don't read the NDA. The NDA reads me. That's I skimmed it. So basically, how the whole system works is Warlord send me stuff in advance, and then I can't really talk about it. And then they send me stuff in advance, and there's a date attached to what's sent in advance. And when that date, but there's never a time. There's just a date. So it doesn't say like the 22nd of June at 5 o'clock. It just says the 22nd of June. So I've sort of abused that system slightly, but I don't think Warlord really mind all that much. I mean, why would they? I'm hyping up their game, right? But I've abused that system slightly by waiting. It says date, so I stream 10 minutes before the time flicks over to that date, and then and then we reveal everything. So the moment it becomes that date, I start telling everything. So, but that's made quite a nice tradition of like midnight reveals and stuff. So yeah, there you are. But yeah, that's basically it. The thing is though, Warlord are quite they have the NDA because it's an NDA, and I respect the NDA. But sometimes if something's like really exciting, I have like emailed them and been like, look, this is really, really cool. I want to be able to like hype this up a little bit. Can I like not say exactly what this is, just like drop a few hints and allude to things that people can start like really getting the juices flowing for it. And Warlord, generally speaking, not with everything, but generally have gone, yes, you can hint. We don't mind if you go up to and even hover your foot over the line of that NDA, but don't take it a step too fast. So we've got a pretty good relationship now, Warlord and I. Obviously they've got the measure of me, I've got the measure of them. They know I'm going to take the piss a little bit, but I know how to bend the line, but not break the line. Yeah, there you are. So that's kind of where we're at. So like, for example, I've given some pretty big hints before today about like the robots are coming. They're going to be good. The bayonets are going to do something. They're reworked high voltage. It's going to be really nice. So yeah. So yeah, there's lots of so that's kind of how my relationship with Warlord and this works. I definitely take the piss a little bit, but I've yet to overstep the line. I've tap danced up and down the line pretty severely sometimes, but I've never stepped over it just yet. What have we got next? Old man yells at dice. Thank you so much for becoming a channel member. Thank you for your support. Thank you for doing your part. I want to say a big thank you to Chris K. Thank you for super chat. Speaking of British hobby update in Discord, let's have a look, mate. Let's have a look. Behold my Britishness. I just finished up everything in the mystery box. Wow. That's amazing, man. Holy shit. You got robots for days, son. You've got the Percy, got some Mark 1s, got some Mark 2s with the plasma, Tesla even. Got some doggos, got some power armor, got a Churchill, Tesla Cromwell. Nice. Very, very cool. Very, very nice. Really, really like that, bro. And you know what? Just in time, baby. Just in time. We got 1 minute to go, boys. One minute to go. Michael Gibson, thank you for 13 months. X-Force, baby. Please let me know what you think of my competitive bolt action list. I don't really play bolt action all that competitively, so I can only give you very mild advice. You've gone for a platoon commander, regular officer with an extra soldier, submachine, NCO with a submachine gun, rifle section, 10 riflemen, LMG, SMG, another one of those, sniper, Piat, light mortar, and then you've gone for a heavy weapon heavy weapon platoon, MMG, medium mortar, MMG, and then you've gone for an artillery platoon with 25 pounder, and then you've gone for a Humber and a Humber. So I think you lack I do think you lack some anti-tank. I mean, the only anti-tank I can see in the entire army is a Piat and a light and a 25 pounder, which is probably not enough. So yeah, I feel like you lack anti-tank. I also think with officers, either you take them as big squads, or you take them as small as possible, inexperienced. I also wouldn't put SMGs and LMGs together in the same squad. Now, all of this is based on like you wanting to be like as efficient as possible. There's nothing wrong with being like, I'm going to give my sergeant an SMG just so he, you know, stands out. So it's one of those where it depends how competitive you want to be. Like there's a lot of small changes you could make to get probably save like 50 to 100 points overall. So yeah. But yeah, that's kind of where that's my sort of take. There's a few inefficiencies you could probably address. Also, most veteran lists involve just spamming veteran infantry. So most competitive lists involve spamming veteran infantry, I should say. What have we got? What have we got next? One last super chat. I know technically the NDA has dropped, but I'm going to do Cosmic's last super chat here. So pumped. K47, hobby update, issue discussion. Let's go, lads. Let's have a look here. I started putting my Shrek Wolves. Behold the bounds of greatest hunters, death incarnate on the Battle of Bohemia. Nice. That's cool, man. I love the conversions. Giving the Shrek Wolf and like, wait, what is that? Did you replace someone's? Did you? Oh no, it's a cloak. It's a cloak. I thought you'd replaced like a wolf with like a hand. It's all right. I've got it, Cosmic. It's me being stupid. That's cool, man. Nice. I like it. They kind of remind me of like gutter runners or something from for Skaven, but obviously bigger and scarier. Yeah. There you go. All right. All right. Cosmic Drew, thanks for the chat. If talk about tin men, you need a tin hat. That's true. I could wear the tinfoil hat, but I'm not going to bother. Because it's not a conspiracy theory. It's just true. That's the thing. You know, that's the thing. All right. So, thank you to Cosmic and to everyone who got the stream started off right with the super chats. And we will, obviously, any more super chats that come in, we will address those as well and say our thank yous. But now it's time for us to get into the reveals. Now, as I said earlier, I can't show anything off on screen, but I can just take you guys through it pretty much word for word. So, as long, you know, if you've got a pen and paper, who am I to stop you? All right. So, also, all these rules will be out on Friday, so don't worry about it too much. Now, what have we... So first thing I want to say is a massive thank you to Warlord for sending me this early. I always forget to thank... I always get wrapped up in the excitement and forget to actually thank Warlord. But no, massive thank you to sending me sending these rules early. And massive thank you for, you know, letting me talk about them and all that kind of stuff. So really appreciate that. Because it does... Look, I wouldn't be able to talk about this shit if I didn't get the rules early. So, yeah, there you are. So big shout out to them. And I also want to say a big thank you to Warlord for taking on a lot of player feedback. I think as some of you, as we go through these rules, I think one of the key themes that will stand out is it's very, very clear that Warlord has taken on the feedback from the community. And they've done a good balancing act of fixing the robots without, personally, I don't think without making them overpowered. Have they made them powerful? Yes. But they've made them as powerful as, you know, anything in Conflict 47, right? There's, you know, it's a bit more lethal game than bot action, but it's still not on the same level as other war games out there, right? So, but I think they've got a really good balance of power and vibes with these units and with these updates. All right. So with that said, let's begin at the beginning, and let us start with the automated platoon. So I can now reveal that there is a specialist platoon coming for the British, like the Totem Core platoon for the Axis, like the Firefly platoon for the US, and it is called the automated platoon. And yes, this automated platoon may be taken in lieu of the assault platoon. So that means you don't have to take an assault platoon if you don't want to. You can do, and there are still many advantages to taking an assault platoon. For example, you've got a much broader range of units you can take. The automated platoon is quite specialist. I mean, all the specialist ones are quite specialist, right? But it is possible for you to take a fully automated platoon. And that means it's impossible for you to essentially take a fully automated army if you wanted to. If you don't want to, you don't need to have any organics in your army. The only organics you might have are some of the mechs, some of the pilots in the mechs. But even if then give them computational systems, and really how much amount of human is going on in there at that point, right? So let's have a look at the first thing, which is the units that make up the automated platoon. So there are mandatory units and there are optional units. Just like with like the assault platoon, you have to take in an assault platoon, you have to take the platoon commander and a couple of advanced or specialist choices, and then after that, you've kind of got what you want, right? Now, the mandatory units for the automated platoon, I would say it's quite points intensive what you have to take for it. It's not too much in terms of models, but it is quite points intensive. Like, with an assault platoon, you'll probably end up, you could take that pretty cheap if you want to. With an automated platoon, it's going to start off being a few hundred points, probably like 5 to 600. Honestly, probably about 5 to 600 points. And then you can go from there. That's the start off. So we have got the first, the mandatory units are, you've got the first one you have to take is a Mark IIc automated director. We've already seen the model for this guy. This is the platoon. This is the Mark II robot, which comes with the Tesla cannon, and he basically acts as a platoon commander for the squad. Now, we'll get to his rules a little bit later on, but he is a platoon commander model. Now, the reason why this is relevant is it means that you can take him in a automated platoon, but he's not locked to the automated platoon. So you can absolutely have him lead an assault platoon if you wanted to, or a heavy weapon platoon, or an artillery platoon, or something like that. So he's a new platoon commander. He's got the platoon commander keyword, for lack of a better term, but you can take him in other platoons, but you have to take him in an automated platoon. Then you have to take two Mark I automated infantry squads. Now, that could be 2 5-man squads if you wanted to, but bear in mind they are going to be between 35 and 45 points each. So for those 2 squads, at a minimum, you're looking at 350 points. The automated director is over 100 points as well, and so that's 450 plus points right there. And then you've got one more unit you have to take, which is a squad of Mark II heavy automated infantry. So 1 automated director, 2 Mark I's squads, and 1 Mark II squad. So even at a bare minimum, that's going to be kind of expensive. I reckon you could build your entire army out of one of these things, especially when we get to the optional units. So speaking of the optional units, let's get straight to it. Now, I think one thing that's worth mentioning, if you're looking for a convenient way to get an automated platoon for the Brits, there literally is a box called the Automated Infantry Platoon. And this comes with every single model you need to build that minimum automated platoon. So that's a very convenient way. I don't know what came first, the chicken or the egg. I don't know if this came first and then Warlord built rules around it, or the other way around. I don't know. But this is a one-stop pop for you to get the automated platoon. So there you are. Now, let's get to the optional units. you can take an additional 0 to 2 Mark 1 automated infantry squads. So between the mandatory and the optional, that's a total of 4 squads you could take. So that's potentially between 20 and 40 Mark 1s. That's pretty good. You also can take an additional 0 to 1 Mark 2 heavy automated infantry squads. Now, that means you can only take a total of 2 Mark 2 squads in the automated platoon, which is actually a bit more restrictive than the assault platoon. Because if you think about it, in an assault platoon, you can take 4 squads of Mark 2s if you want to. So there are trade-offs for going down the automated platoon, right? But don't forget you also have the automated director, and he can take bodyguards with him. So really you can kind of get 3 Mark 2 squads in here. 2 Mark 2s and 1 Mark 2 director with friends. Then we get to the other optional units. 0 to 3 automated mobile platform hunter. 0 to 3 automated mobile platform bombardier. 0 to 3 automated mobile platform lancer. So that is the 50 cal robots, the howitzer robot, and the anti-tank robot. And I can confirm now, and we'll get to their specific rules in a little bit later on, but I can confirm now that every single one of those units has been reworked as well. So you're not just looking at a rework to the Mark 1s, you're actually looking at a rework to all the automated platforms as well. And let me tell you, those platforms are sick now. They're really, really good. And you know how before the only one that was worth taking was the one with the 50 cal machine guns? They're all worth taking now. Now, I don't know, not to give you guys a bit of a sell, and I don't think it's a perfect fit, but it is worth pointing out that they do sell a Commonwealth support platoon. Now, it does come with some of these dirty organic platoon commanders, so you might not be bothered about them, but it does come with 4 of the platforms as well. And previously, people were like, oh, it's a bit of a shame it doesn't come with any of the 50 cal robots. After you see the rules, I think a lot of people are going to be going, oh, sweet. It comes with those other ones that aren't the 50 cal robots. Don't get me wrong, the 50 cal is still great, but these had a big glow up. A big glow up as well. But wait, there's more. Because you can take on top of your automated platform. And by the way, I should say it's 0 to 3 of each platform. So you could take 9 platforms in the platoon, to be clear. Right? It's not 0 to 3 mix and match. It's 0 to 3 of each one. But there's another 0 to 3, and this is the automated carrier. So that's the Bren carrier with the automated infantry crew. Now that hasn't really had an update. So it's the same as it was before. It's had a very slight update. They basically got rid of an overlapping rule. It had fearless and automated crew, and they did exactly the same thing. So they just got rid of one of them. There you are. All right, but the rest of them have been much more overhauled than that. And of course, last but not least, you can take 0 to 1 B for Bertie automated infantry hero. So you can have B for Bertie in your assault platoon, in your automated platoon, which of course they can, right? Of course, right? So to go through it in one go, mandatory units, 1 director, 2 Mark 1 squads, 1 Mark 2 squads. Optional units, another 0 to 2 Mark 1s, another 0 to 1 Mark 2s, another 0 to 3 of each of the platforms, and 0 to 3 automated carriers, and 0 to 1 B for Bertie. So that's the units you can take, but now we've got the special rules. Because one of the advantages of taking an automated platoon like this is you do get access to more of those automated platforms, and that is good, because those automated platforms do allow you to cover some of the capability gaps of the robots, because they've been struggling with a bit with like anti-tank and with like anti-Shrek Wolfen and stuff, and those platforms are going to massively help with that now. But also, one of the advantages is you get the special rules. So you get less variety of units, but you get some trade-offs for it. So the first special rule you get is the range of the data transmission rule on Mark IIc automated directors and Mark II heavy automated infantry units is extended to 12 inches. Now, the data transmission rule is just, it's this, you already know what that rule is. They've just given it a proper name now rather than tying it in to the other Rift abilities. So data transmission is how you get rid of first off the line. That's how you get rid of it. So they've just given it a proper rule now rather than like a wordy sub-paragraph. So it's normally 6 inches. Now it's 12 inches. That is a huge, huge bubble. That means that you can start, because one of the problems the Brit robots had is they kind of formed up into these death balls, right? They kind of formed up into these death balls, but that meant that in certain like missions where they had to like spread out to try and get objectives, they would struggle on those because they were so closely, they had to be so closely tied together, the units. Now you can start spreading out. When you think about, you got a squad of Mark IIs that are strung out with wide formation, and then it's a 12-inch bubble from any of those models. It's like a huge coverage on that. So that's really, really good. That's good. As far as those death balls were Primax's projected weapon bait. Yeah, exactly. Like they were. Mr. Guy, but oh, God forbid they had a weakness. Well, the weakness if you go for the automated platoon is it's going to suck up a lot of your points. And the weakness is that you have got a lot less variety of units available. So there are serious trade-offs. There are serious trade-offs going down the automated route. So they still very much have weaknesses. So don't think, it's very much a side grade. It's very, very much a side grade. It's just, do you want to run all robots? Here you go. Also, they're still quite slow. So there you are. Now, you also have another special rule, which is the Mark II heavy automated infantry units in this platoon may use the snap to action ability as if they were officers, but may only issue one order. This must be to a unit within 6 inches in the same platoon that ordinarily has the first off the line special rule, i.e. it can still be ordered if the unit has lost first off the line due to proximity with a friendly Mark II heavy automated infantry or Mark II direct unit. This rule may not be used in conjunction with superior code breaking. So basically, your regular Mark IIs can, when they do snap to action, activate themselves. Well, firstly, they can do snap to, and they can activate themselves and an extra squad as well. But you can't use it with superior code breaking. So basically, you get sort of like mini platoon commanders with the Mark IIs. But remember, you can only have 2 squads of these in the army, in the platoon, right? So it's not like, oh my God, you can snap to your entire army. It's like, no. It just means you can sort of get a couple of units going at the same time. Still very, very, very good. Still very, very, very good. So what I like about these rules is what I like about them is they're kind of passive. They're quite nice passive bonuses. But what I also like about them is there is an obvious Achilles heel. Because the Achilles heel is that both of these special rules are basically tied to the Mark II units. Mark II and Mark II Director. So if you kill those units, then you start taking the special rules away from the platoon. So there are still, this is what I love about it. You got buffs, but the enemy has ways of counterplaying them. If your opponent is savvy, they'll go, okay, so I can see these Mark IIs are doing a lot for you. They need to die first. So there's play on your side of the British player, but there's counterplay on the opposite side as well. So really I absolutely love these. Yes, they are powerful buffs. I'm not going to deny that. But the fact that there are ways to play into them as the opponent, to me, it's exactly what I want from a game. It's exactly what I want from a game. I want play and counterplay. Just like with the Totem Rot Platoon, how the zombies got a lot better, but if you took away the commander units, the zombies started falling apart. It's kind of similar here with the robots, right? If you can knock out the chains, it links the chains of command, then the army starts, suffering some debuffs. And with robots being so reliant on their buffs to work, it can be a real, Achilles heel. But that's good. That's the way it should be. You should have powerful rules, but with trade-offs. But those trade-offs shouldn't be negative rules. Those trade-offs should be ways for your opponent to interact with them. So there we go. So that is, so overall, I really like the automated platoon. I think that it allows you to take a pure robot army without having massive capability gaps, but you absolutely still, and you get some good buffs as well, but there's absolutely some counterplay for the opponent, which is good. What are the mandatory items for the platoon? One automated director, 2 Mark 1 squads, 1 Mark 2 squad. All right, next we've got the new British units. Now, before we get into those, I just want to say a quick thank you to Russell W. Russell W, thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships, baby. The 5 more Mark 1 infantry to walk off the line. Yes. There we go. All right, so let's get into the new units. And there are two new units, but there's also some revised units as well. I think the revised units are going to be as exciting as the new units. If some people might even be more exciting. So firstly, let us talk about everybody's favorite robot, which is B for Bertie. Now, what's really funny is that B for Bertie was originally just a fun idea that Warlord had for a robot. In fact, actually, even before that, you know, the artwork of that they revealed this is way in the early days, about a year ago, and it had the robot with the raincoat on it. That was the first version of Bertie before we knew it, because they did that artwork first and they loved it. And the reception to the artwork was so good. They were like, okay, we need to do something with this. So they were like, why don't we make a character out of it? And that's why, like, you know, his story is he was last seen, like, you know, they just threw that tagline away. And if you go back and look at the artwork for the British Reveal article from like a year ago, that it just says like, oh, you know, this robot was last seen walking off into the distance, drawing away like autocannon fire onto itself, right? Well, that was just a throwaway line they came up with, because, you know, every single one of those like artwork reveals, whether it's Soviets or British or Americans, all, you know, every character shown ended up dying, right? But people responded so well to the British robot one, going, this is sick as fuck, that they decided to run with that and turn it into Bertie. So in a funny sort of way, I know it's going to sound kind of wanky, but Bertie is actually the community's hero, like hero unit, right? He exists because of our feedback and our reception, and Warlord taking the idea and taking the feedback and running with it. And the more they've run with the idea, the more like the more positive feedback they've had from him. And I don't want to say too much, but I'm just going to say this. I've heard some whisperings, some rumors from the rift, one might say, some signals from the other side that maybe, you know, Bertie has gone from being like a little one-off character to he might actually start playing quite an important role. What that role is in the future of K47, in the future of the world building, who knows? But Warlord they've seen our response. They've seen how much the community's fallen in love with him. And they're like, okay, well, you want more Bertie? We can give you more Bertie. So we'll see what happens in the future. I've heard some very interesting things, lore-wise and stuff. But I've no idea on the details now. All right, but let's get to the rules. So B for Bertie is an automated infantry hero. His unit type is hero, which does matter for things like abilities and stuff, right? His base size 32 mil. He is equipped with an HMG. That's it. He's got an HMG and a close combat weapon. He is, at the end of the day, just a Mark 1 robot. Clove, I'm not allowed to screen share. Sorry, if I could, I would, but I can't. Now, he costs 120 points. This is the last. I've seen a couple of his points values. This is the one that's been settled on, I believe. So he costs 120 points. Clove, bro, white. That's just what Warlord said. But the rules for this is all going to be out for you guys to enjoy on Friday. So this is a sneak preview. So it takes like 5 days, then you'll have the rules in hand. So there you go. Now, his movement is 4 and 8 because he's got lumbering. Without lumbering, so he does have a way of getting rid of it, he goes 6 and 12. His damage value is 6+. His morale value is 10. He's a veteran, but he's fearless. He only has one hero stat. He does not have guts. He does not have rift mastery. He just has luck. But he has 3 points of luck, which means you could use him as a luck battery to get 3 rerolls if you wanted to, although that is absolutely the boring, unimmersive, meta, competitive way of playing, and therefore I frown and judge anybody who plays him that way. I think the cool way of using Bertie is the fact that he just won't fucking die. You have to kill him 4 times before he actually dies. Because each point of luck is basically like an extra wound. But unlike in 40k, luck, basically there's no wound spillover. So if you do 8 wounds to Bertie, 1 of those will kill him. The other 7 go away, just disappear. And then the luck kicks in and he gets back up again. So he just goes down and gets back up again, down and gets back up again. Obviously, you could try and burn through all of his luck in a single turn because it's like, he doesn't get back up at the end of the turn. He gets back up at the end of the activation that killed him. But still, right? B for based, I love it. Now, he has a huge laundry list. A huge laundry list of special rules. So firstly, he's augmented. This means he can use the HMG without needing a loader. He has computational systems. So even though he's absolutely battered, he still suffers no penalty to moving and shooting. He does not have first off the line. So he has repaired himself to the point where he isn't first off the line anymore. So he just hits on 4s, moves and shoots, no penalty. And if he gets to point blank, he hits on 2s. So that's cool. He has a rule called friend ? So basically, this is you got to imagine like the robots trying to like identify, like Terminator. It's got that Terminator view. And when it's when it like sort of Terminator like scans over like people, it's like and it like identifies them. He like does that and scans to see if you're a friend or not. And so friend, B for Bertie, may also be taken as a hero in a United States force because that he is, the British and the Americans are allies. So he basically sort of walks around. He's a lone wanderer. He's not really how you've got to kind of like imagine him is that you don't actually include him in your army. He's turning up on the battlefield. So he turns on the battlefield, scans around, and goes, friend, 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 not friend, and then starts. Yeah. So Bertie happens to be there. That's kind of the situation, right? He also has a special rule Another special rule, he has hard to kill. Like Schreckwolfen, like Ursus, he has hard to kill, which means he has a 5+ feel no pain, essentially, if he's out in the open or you're ignoring cover against him. If he's in cover, instead of the 5 feel no pain, he gets +2 to his save. So Bertie in cover has got a 2-up save with 3 points of luck. So he is hard to kill. All those spare parts on his, all the spare parts he carries around on his backpack, like you take him out and he just like straps a new leg on and then gets back up again. Yeah. He also has another unique special rule called in the nick of time, because he always turns. He's like the mysterious stranger in Fallout, right? Always turns up in the nick of time. When outflanking, B for Bertie automatically passes the order test for coming onto the board from reserve. So that's very helpful. So he can, you can put him on outflank and he just walks on. No need to pass the order test at -1 or anything like that. Yeah. Oh, Glowsy, it's arms off! Bertie grabs spare out of rucksack. Exactly. He is also an infiltrator. So he can, because again, he's an infiltrator because either he's walking on the board because he's heard some fighting and he's going over to try and see if he needs to protect anyone, or that's because of that's in the nick of time, or he was already on the battlefield when everyone else turned up for the battle. Like, it's so good. He's large. He's lone wanderer. B for Bertie may never be issued orders from a snap to action ability. So he can never be activated alongside somebody else. Doesn't matter if it's an automated platoon or anything like that. He only ever activates on his own, no matter what. Which makes sense. Like he's not really under your command. Like he is for the sake of the game, but in the lore, in the narrative of the game, because remember, it's all about forging that narrative, right? In the narrative of the game, he was already here or he turns up. Not you are commanding him. And then he's got lumbering, as we said before, which affects his movement. He has a... so that covers his special rules. We then get to his Rift unit ability stuff. So he's got one Rift dice to start off with. Although there's nothing here saying you can't give him more from Rift Mastery, which is interesting. So he can't get Rift Mastery, but if you've got Rift Mastery in your army, you could give him an extra dice. He has one active Rift enhancement, which is Protection Subroutine. When a friendly infantry unit within line of sight for B for Bertie, so there's no range qualifier, it's as long as he can see, is the target of a ranged attack, Bertie may use this Rift enhancement immediately after that attack has been resolved. B for Bertie may immediately execute an advance order. And remember, he doesn't care about moving and shooting penalties because of computational systems, but may only fire at the enemy unit which made the shooting attack. Bertie does not require an order dice to do this, and may use this Rift enhancement even if it has already had an order dice. So basically, if you've activated him, you can still use this and still basically just do an advance order, right? If this enhancement is used, exhaust B for Bertie's Rift die after it's executed this advance order. Now, bear in mind, it doesn't say you can only do this once. So if you've got a surging Rift dice, he could do this twice. Now, it sounds super, super powerful, right? It's really not that bad because he's just got an HMG. This is it. Bertie has got all of these really cool abilities. And in the hands of someone like von Zogling or Drugov, right? This would be completely overpowered. But when you put it through the lens of he's just got an HMG. He's a Mark 1 without first of the line with an HMG. It's really not that bad. He just shoots a few 50 cal shots at you. I mean, I guess the nice thing about it is he puts pins on you, potentially. So it's kind of and the nice thing is, he can do this as long as he can see the enemy unit and he can see the units that's been targeted, he can, start blasting away, right? So, there are some qualifiers to it, but at the end of the day, it's a very nice ability, but the result is probably going to be a wound or two and a pin on the enemy. Which, when you think about it, it's fine. It's just very cool, isn't it? Yeah. It's pins after the order's finished. That's the main thing. It's kind of like he's on, like, almost, it's kind of like the advantage of when you ambush a unit over just firing, right? Yeah. So it's nice. His surging bonus is he loses the lumbering special rule. This is the only way he has of getting rid of it. His exhausted penalty is he may not be issued run orders. But that's it. He can still advance. Yeah. And that's B for Bertie. So he's very tough. He's got a smorgasbord of cool little special rules like Infiltrate and In the Nick of Time and Friend. But really, he is just a very, very, very hard to kill Mark 1 with an HMG. Clank Marvo. Can we have Sly Clanko? What do we think? Is it Sly Clanko or do we want Clank Marvo? Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, he's really cool. He's definitely more cool than overpowered. But I can definitely see, look, I can see B for Bertie winning you a game. I can see B for Bertie winning a game. Because if you get him onto an objective that you control, it's actually really hard to, like, get him off it. Especially if that objective's in cover. Like, I can imagine, and even if you, like, kill him in combat, he can, like, get back up again. Now, he could go through several extended rounds of combat, right? But, B for Bertie, for example, right? He can hold up a unit of Schreckwolfen, like, almost single-handedly. Depending on when the combat happens. He's got 3 points of luck. So Schreckwolfen knock him down, he gets back up again. They knock him down, he gets back up again. It's like, okay. Like, go to something else now. Come back. Right? It takes 4 rounds of combat to kill him. Which is hilarious. Now, he's never going to beat those Schreckwolfen in combat. He's got no pen in close combat. But still, it's like, yeah. So yeah, he's quite good at just, if someone tries to do like a last minute smash and grab Bertie off an objective that you control, and they leave it too late, he's going to win you that objective, and that could win you the game. Yeah. So he's people think, I've seen some people hear about the 3 luck thing and want to use him as a luck battery. Whilst I think there's absolutely merit in that, I also think there's it's not only the cool way of using Bertie, I think it's actually, in some ways, could be a powerful way of using him as a really good objective holder, which is very much in sort of like Bertie. When you think about it, that's very Bertie's wheelhouse, because there might be something that he wants on that objective. We don't know what it is yet. Maybe, he's out there wandering around, finding parts, searching for things. Who knows, right? Maybe there's something that Bertie needs on that objective. Yeah. Which of the dice basically gives you an extra wounds? That guts or luck? That's luck. Yeah. Yeah. So that is B for Bertie. I love him. I think they've absolutely nailed the rules. He is phenomenally interesting, but he's not interesting because he's powerful. He's interesting because he's a bit funky. And that's how you make an interesting hero in my mind. I think a lot of people will put him in the list just because he's just cool as fuck. And his rules make him feel cool, but don't make him feel OP. Yeah. It's just funny. It's like, beep, gets back up again. Yeah. All right. Now, one which I think is going to be... So if he dies in combat but kills a Schreckwolf and Ursus, uses luck and isn't dead, doesn't he win combat because he killed more than the other unit? No, I think you count as dying and then you get back up for luck. But also, Schreckwolf and Ursus are fearless, so they don't break if they lose a round of combat. He might be able to outdo some basic infantry, but I'd have to specifically check the wording on luck. So I'd have to specifically check the wording on that one. It's here. To be fair, I can check it now. Oh shit! Oh fuck! 1 minute. I've bloody knocked me desk lamp. I hate it being here. I moved it here for the painting stream. It's just in the way now. Okay. Luck. If a hero model is to be removed as a casualty and has any luck points, it instead experiences a miraculous or villainous last second reprieve. Deduct 1 point of luck from the hero and leave it in play. If a hero has both guts and luck remaining, the player can choose in which order to use his abilities. So unless this has been FAQ'd, he never actually dies. So if a unit of infantry charge Bert, let's say like a unit of Volks Grenadiers, charge Bertie, and he kills one of them, and then they kill him, he doesn't actually die, so that he wins the combat and they would break. That's unless that gets FAQ'd, that's how that works. Which, in my mind, I'm actually totally okay with, because basically they like run in, like kill him. They're like yes, and then he just gets back up. They're like fuck this, flee. He can't die. Yeah, like if you had like torn a robot apart limb from limb, that just builds himself back together and gets back up, you're probably gonna run away. Yeah. So yeah. T1000 moment. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, right? Dun 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 dun. Yeah. Okay, let's get to we've got a couple of super chats here. Let's do those and then we'll get to the director, okay? So we've got David D. Davidson. Thank you for the member flex, baby. Thank you for your support, man. 1 month, baby. Getting some more automated Britbots after this. Dude, if I didn't already have like 20 or 30 of them, I would do. But then also, I probably am going to get more. And the reason I'm probably going to get more is, as we'll see when we get to the automated director, I need more Tesla. Oh my God. I need some more Mark IIs for sure, man. And maybe some more Mark 1s as well. I'm just saying. All right. We've got Uncle Clumsy. Thank you for the super chat. Finish this before stream. Custom carrier in stream discussion. Hey, let's have a look. Hey, that looks so cool, man. So did you convert? Is it the turret you've converted? It does look really good. I like how you've just like the automated crew member is just completely welded in there. That's awesome. I love that, mate. That's so cool. That's beautifully painted and very, very well done on the conversion side. I like. Does it go up and down? Yes. Beautiful, man. Love the color scheme. Love the conversion. Absolutely excellent. Spare turret for Imperial Knight. Nice. Hey. Making use of those 40k bits, man. If in doubt, use the bits box. Yeah. Yeah. Nice. What do we got next? Roshi, thank you for super chat. With all factions getting special platoons, speculate on the possible soap platoon, bear or muscle mummies. So I've no idea. So in a funny sort of way, I hope they don't do a bear platoon because the bears are kind of good enough as they are. Like I don't think Ursus, if you give people an ability, see, I don't think we want to encourage people to take an entire bear platoon because that kind of, in my mind, that there's already this like honor system with, units like Ursus and Schreckwolfen where we don't take too many of them. The reason we don't take too many of them is because they're very, very good. And if we turned it with like 24 Ursus or 24 Schreckwolfen, you know, that would definitely not be a fun game for all parties involved, right? So I really, really hope they don't do a bear platoon, because I think if someone's like, well, I can take a bear platoon, why wouldn't I turn it with 24 of them or something? I think I'd be like, you know. For the Soviets, I think I would much rather have either a Daughters of the Motherland platoon, or I would love to have something like a Moraz Ghul platoon, maybe, with the Siberian terror troops. I think that would be really cool to have like a platoon that's made up of a bunch of those guys and some kind of cool support units for them. Things maybe we've not seen yet. Yeah, go all in on the Ghoul platoon. Yeah, exactly. Like, if you look at it, the Total Core platoon is just, you know, zombies and then some support units for the zombies. And that's kind of what I'd want with the ghouls. Yeah, I want the Mars Ghoul to be the core of it, and then things that can maybe support them. Yeah. Or like I said, or Daughters of the Motherland. That would be cool. Like a propaganda platoon. So yeah. Well, I have to say this. I haven't heard anything in terms of a Soviet specialist platoon. The next one I think is coming is the Japanese, and that's coming with Invasion America. And I think that's going to be, I don't know, but I think we might see a Ghost platoon, but I've no idea on. That's my best guess. I don't know that for sure, based on how much the Japanese love their Ghost Walker technology. That's my best guess, and I've no idea what the rules for it would be. Not even. I can't even hint because I just don't know. Yeah. What do we got next? Fatboy Butcher, thank you for super chat. Ironically, Bertie's story grew organically. Yes, very clever. Indeed, sir. Indeed. I love it. What do we got next? It's Quick on Sean. Thank you for the 10 gifted memberships. Yes. Thank you for the 10 gifted memberships, sir. Thank you for your support. Thank you for the 10 extra automated infantry to hold the line in the name of king and country. Yes. There we go. There we go, man. All right, let's have a look at our next hero unit. Or our next new unit, I should say. Not next hero. Sorry. Next new unit, which is also another commander. Well, I suppose Bertie isn't a commander, he's a hero. It's the Automated Director. So the Automated Director is a Mark II heavy automaton. Unit type is Platoon Commander. So you can take him as a Platoon Commander in any platoon that needs one. So that's quite good. He's not locked to the automated platoon. He comes on a 40mm base, like other Mark IIs. And he comes equipped with an M21 light Tesla cannon. And as far as I can see, that is the only weapon he can take. But he does get some buddies who can take other weapons as well. But I can't... Yeah, I think he has to take the Tesla. He is 110 points. He's expensive. I think he's the most expensive platoon commander out there at the moment. But you got to think he's rocking a light Tesla cannon and he's a Mark II. So, yeah. He is lumbering 4 and 8 for his move. Without lumbering, 6 and 12. He is a veteran with damage value 7+, morale value 10, and he is fearless. He has a very long list of special rules, but most of them are the same as Mark IIs. So he is augmented, so he can use the Tesla cannon without any help. He is an automated director. Now, this is actually a bit of a debuff, but it's a law appropriate debuff. A Mark IIc automated director does not confirm a morale bonus to friendly troops. So, organics, meat bags, They do not like being told what to do by robots. In fact, they won't be told what to do. When using a snap to action ability, a Mark IIc automated director may only issue orders to friendly units with the computational systems special rule. So that is all of your automated units and any vehicles who have been upgraded to automated to computational systems. So he is actually limited in, he doesn't provide a morale. So there's a reason why you might not take him as in certain platoons, because he doesn't give your troops morale bonus and he can't snap to anything. He also, by the way, is worth mentioning, has no access to guts, luck, or rift mastery. Because he's a robot. He's not a hero. He's not a hero. He's not a hero. He's a machine. Can a machine paint a great work of art? Can a machine write a symphony? He has computational systems, of course. He has data transmission. This is how you get rid of first off the line. So, friendly units within 6 inches of a Mark II automated director unit lose first off the line special rule, whilst both they and the Mark IIc automated director have an active or surging rift dice. So, no active rift dice, no data transmission. You got to have juice. You got to have battery power if you want to lose first off the line. Either you have to have the battery power to pick up the signal, or you got to have the battery power to send the signal, and you've got to have battery power to send the signal. You have to both. He's fearless. He's hard to kill. He's large. He's lumbering, and he has wide formation. So really, like I said, he's basically just a standard Mark II, but with a little debuff around the whole what he can snap to and stuff. Now, don't worry. I know some people might think he sounds a bit underwhelming. He gets really good in just a moment. So he comes with 2 rift dice because he has one for his rift ability and one for his Tesla cannon. His active rift enhancement. Oh, when's this coming out? So officially it's out on Friday. Officially. His active enhancement is Command Relay. When a Mark II automated director uses the snap to action ability, it may use this enhancement. The automated director may issue orders up to 2 units with the computational system special rule anywhere on the table rather than within 6 inches. Anywhere on the board, snap to, from robot to robot, or from robot to Hornet, if that Hornet's been upgraded with comp systems. You can't if this rift enhancement is used, exhaust one of the automated director's rift dice after it's executed its own order. So very, very powerful. Like if you've got computational systems or robots across your entire army, then the director can literally, he can sit back and just be snap toing things across the board wherever you need them. Really powerful ability. This is why he's 110 points. This is why he is the most expensive platoon commander. This is why he is as expensive as some heroes. He can snap to double Hornet from across the board. Yeah, Serie 8's got it right. He's very good, but he's very expensive. But wait, there's more. Surging bonus. Lose the lumbering special rule. When using the snap to action ability, the automated director may issue orders to up to 3 friendly units. Now, I believe that the surging bonus does work with the command relay, because you don't exhaust the rift dice until afterwards. So you could be like, I'm surging, I'm going to command relay, snap to 3 units anywhere on the board, and then go down to active. Oh boy. He's like a mini company. He's like a halfway between a platoon commander and a company commander when he's got a surging rift dice. Woo! Oh baby! baby. Exhausted penalty. So if he has an exhausted penalty, he may not issue run orders and may not use the snap to action ability. So he does actually get quite a hefty exhausted penalty, which is quite important. Yeah. So he's very good. He's very good, but he's very expensive. But wait, there's more. Because some people may not want to have 110 points just hiding at the back of the board. Some people may want to have him in the thick of it. And if you're going to do that, take this. Don't go alone. He has the option to add an additional 1 to 2 Mark II heavy automated infantry with light automatic cannons. So he can be on his own or have up to 2 friends with him. They come with light autocannons. Those light autocannons can be upgraded to have combat blades. Gentlemen, the bayonets do something. Oh boy, do they do something. They give you +1 pen at close quarters, and they give you tough fighters. So that's 2 attacks per bot at +1 pen. And I can confirm right here, right now, that it's 2 points per model. I can confirm right here, right now, that exact bonus also applies to the Mark I robots who can upgrade their MMGs to have combat blades as well. So you can have Mark I robots running around with bayonets that give them an extra attack and pen in melee. But we'll get to the Mark Is in just a moment because they are awesome now. Now, you can also replace the light autocannons with heavy autocannons. And you can do 2 of those in the squad. So you can basically, any of these extra bozos can have a heavy autocannon if they want to. But you can't replace the Mark II Director's Tesla cannon. That's 10 points per model. But the heavy autocannons don't get the combat blades, which, that might be a factor for you. Do you want +1 pen at range? Or do you want +1 attack, +1 pen in close combat, and still have 2 shots on your autocannons with the light autocannons, right? So there is a trade-off for it. But I know what you're thinking. I know what you're asking. Can the extra Mark IIs that come with the Director take their own Tesla cannons? It's a 1-word answer. It's made up from letters from the alphabet. Some other suspense gathering words. The answer is yes. And furthermore, the answer is replace a light autocannon with an M21 light Tesla cannon plus 20 points per model, 2 per squad. So this means that you can give all 3 of the Mark IIs in the squad Tesla. All 3. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Well, that's what I think anyway. Okay, that's what I think. Because it does say, I can show you, it does say, I'll show you guys, I can show you a snippet. So I'm going to show you a little snippet, all right? I can't show you everything. But it says, limit 2 per squad. And it says that next to the autocannons. It says that next to the combat blades. It says that next to the heavy autocannons. And it says that next to the M21 light Tesla cannon. Now, the question is, does that mean you can give all 3 robots the Tesla? Or does that mean you get 1 on the director and you get 1 on an extra robot? And then the 3rd robot can't take 1 because that's 2 per squad. So it's like, I think what we'll have to see is when this comes out on the app, if it lets you give all 3 robots. Now, I think it's referring to the 2 Mark IIs. I think it's referring to the 2 Mark IIs because if you think about like how the app is built, it'll just say like +1, +2, right? Yeah. So I think you can get all 3 with Tesla. I do, but we'll have to just double. That's probably 99% confirmed. But I'd just wait for the app to get updated on the Friday or over the weekend, and then we'll know for sure that way. But yeah. So that's amazing. Now, 3 of those Teslas, if 3 Teslas in 1 squad is ridiculously good, but it's an expensive squad. That is for that squad of 3 blokes. It is 276 points because the director's 110. Each one of those Mark IIs with a light Tesla is 83. So it's a very expensive squad. But it is probably one of the best sources of anti-tank you'll have in a all-robot army. So robots are mostly automated armies that people have been running already have been struggling with anti-tank because they don't have unless they're like they take the Merlin and batter things in combat, right? But with the Mark II director with Max Tesla, if you activate the dice on that, to get the Tesla surge, it'll give you 12 shots because there's 3 light Tesla cannons, 4 shots per Tesla cannon, right? Now they're computational systems, so they ignore moving and shooting penalties. And against a tank, Tesla gets +1 to hit. So that is from 12 shots, an average of 8 hits. Now, when a squad with Tesla shoots a tank or shoots a single target, so it could be a lone infantryman or typically a vehicle, right? You add all the pen together. You combine the pen. So that would be a pen 8 hit. And Tesla ignores cover as well. So but then obviously you could potentially blow yourself up. Because that's 3 overcharge. You overcharge 3 Tesla guns. That's 3 Tesla guns you've got to roll the overcharge on. So they can start blowing them. It's very risky. But just being able to go, ignore cover, +8 pen, bang. Really, really good. Really, really, really powerful. So yeah, it's definitely... No overcharge mean 21 shots? I don't think so. 12 is the base. No, that's not how it works, Andrew Carlson. I don't believe. Light Tesla cannons fire 1 shot each. And then if you Tesla surge them, you get an additional 3 shots. You double the shots. That's not how it works, Andrew Carlson. You're thinking if you surge it. Oh yeah, sorry. If you surge it, you could double it. Yes, you are correct. But I was talking about the regular one. If you surge it, then yes, you could. That's crazy. I hadn't even thought about that. So if you surge it, you would get 21 shots. Yes. So I was just thinking of the normal one and surge and sort of mixing them up together. So that's my bad. I apologize. So that's 21 shots, which would be 14 hits, which would be a pen 14 hit on average. On average. Against a tank. With ignores cover. But then that's 3 blow yourself up rolls. But it's very expensive. It's very, very expensive. So Yeah. It's pretty great, isn't it? Yeah. So we'll have to see. So Pen 14, that's a guaranteed roll of a 1, baby. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Now we will have to wait and see because, like I said, it does say 2 per squad, so that might refer to the Mark IIs. That way you can get all 3 can get Tesla. Or it might refer to the entire squad. I could definitely see it for the entire squad. So you might only able to get 2 Teslas in a director squad. And honestly, if that is the case, it's still fine. Because you're still getting 8 shots or 14 shots if you surge. Which is still a ridiculously good like anti-tank unit. So it's just not as OP. So we'll see if it's 2. We'll see if it's 3. However you slice, however you slice it, it's still pretty fucking good. It's still pretty legit, isn't it? Yeah. So there we are. Now that covers all of the brand new units, but we have some revised British units as well. But before we get to those revised units, we have a few super chats we need to do quickly. So big thank you to Snowpiece T. Thank you for super chat. Sovey Platoon meme in stream discussion. Warlord, give me muscle mummy Platoon and my money is yours. Yes. Snowpiece T, you're just an absolute fucking degenerate, aren't you? You're there with your bloody cat girl, cat girls and all your armies, and now you want muscle mummies. I know what kind of man you are. I know what kind of man you are. I'm judging you. I'm judging. Fellow man of culture. I want to say a big thank you to Javo. Javo, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships, baby. Thank you for the support. Thank you for doing your part, mate. Thank you for the extra squad of 5 Mark 1s. First off the line. I want to say a big thank you to Florida Eccentric. Thank you for super chat. British hobby update in stream discussion. Let's have a look. 276 minis done so far this year. Wow. I think that's more than me, man. Holy shit. Holy shit, man. I love the color scheme you've gone for. I think they look sick, mate. And I love the doggo squad as well. Dogs! Dogs, 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 dogs. Beautiful models and some very impressive mini paintings, sir. Both quantity and quality. Excellent stuff, man. James Homer, thank you for the super chat, man. Hi, Mordian. Appropriate to the stream. Hobby update in the queue. Let's have a look, man. Here we go. 1 minute. This one's not loaded. This picture didn't land. It says it's a jpeg.url, so I'm not going to download that just in case it's dodgy or incorrect. But I'll look at this. Hi, Morning. I finally got my clankers, which is kind of fitting for the stream, including a freebie black powder unit of British. Yes, dude. I love the upgrade heads for the Brits, man. That's so cool. Nice. Love black powder British, mate. And then you've also got also took me 2 whole days to kit bash my Churchill Mad Jacks. I believe it's actually the very first kit I've ever kit bashed in my 16 years of hobbying. Wow, that's so cool. So you actually made them into Knights of Yore. Let me tell you, you are going to be very, very happy. Firstly, that's very, very cool. Secondly, you're going to be very pleased to know that those conversions are going to actually be able to be well represented with the in game with the new Mark 1 rules. And let's just say making a bunch of robots with great swords is going to be a very good idea and a very well represented idea. So cool, man. I love it. I love it. For king and country. I love that he's like loading the bow. You gotta think being hit by one of those things would be like a ballista almost. You gotta think like how quickly they could they could do it as well. I love the bagpipe guy. Brilliant. Awesome. They look so good, mate. You've absolutely smashed it on those conversions, man. You've absolutely smashed it. They are going to look insane when they're all painted up. Literally 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 conversion. 10 out of 10. Amazing. And that's so cool, man. James Over, probably one of my favorite conversions I've seen for K47. Like ever in the last year. Like for as long as I've been following the game for the last 12 months or so. Yeah. Awesome. Got a couple of the quick bits in here. Chicken Detonator, thank you for super chat. Buster Rift Comrade, Bat Rep in stream discussion. I was doing Code Mordian, had a great game of Code 47 tonight. I brought an infantry-only force of Soviet infantry and power armor who held the line against an Axis Star Trooping force. We played the story scenario land grab, where by the end of the game, one of my platoon leaders managed to finish off a Spinner Walker with his RPG. Yes, RPG! A Dushka HMG cleaned out a squad of Star Trooper. My sniper failed to win anything for 4 turns. Standard sniper behavior. And all 4 of my flamethrowers ran out of fuel on their first use. Standard flamethrower behavior. Overall, I would manage 60 VP to my opponent's 13. Victory is assured for the Soviet Union. Also, go get your box. Don't worry, I will do. I'll be getting it this... I think the PO Box guy is back from his holiday this week. So, hopefully I'll be able to get it then. Dude, I love the board, man. I love the Soviet infantry dug in. That's so cool. Yes. I do quite like running pure infantry in K47, especially with the power armor. You can get a pure infantry force, but still have quite an elite army as well. But you can get the quantity and the quality. Yeah. Mark 2s, Mark 1s, Dushkas, loads of engineers. This is the way, man. I love the RPG on the commander. That's so cool. Nice. Looking good, man. Looking very good. And then we've got Trooper. Thank you for the super chat. Just finished up another Lancer mechs. We love the Jaeger mech. It has a target profile of a billboard. This isn't Mark 1s. Why are you mixing up this K47 wanking stream with your bloody... No, I'm joking. I'm joking. I do want to keep it K47 focused, but I don't mind showing off just a little bit of other stuff. Nice, man. They look great. Look, right. I know some of the old mechs look great. Some of them, I think, have not aged well. I have no words. It looks so bad. But it looks great. Billboard. Oh my god. It's literally it's a fucking militarized T-pose. Fuck's sake. Lower Decks, thank you for the super chat. Sir, a Sunday is not a fun day in the mind. Working a Sunday is never a fun day. But unless you're streaming some K47 stuff, and then it's a good day. All right. Now, we've got a bit of stuff to go through for the revised units. These will just focus on the bits which have changed. But before we do, I'm going to have to blue ball you for a moment. Because I need a drink. And it's hot in the UK. So I'm going to grab a drink, and then we get back. We're going to go through all the revised units, catch up on any super chats that come in during that time, and then we'll wrap it up. There you are. So talk amongst yourselves for 2 or 3 minutes. Okay. Let's have a look. So, let's go through. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the rules first because it won't take too long. Then catch up on the super chats. All right. So David and Roshi, I'll get to you. If this ends up taking a bit longer than expected, I'll pause so you don't wait too long, and then I'll get your super chats. Okay. So. Let's start off with the big one. Probably the most important one. So for the revised, so there's a number of revised British Commonwealth units. These are ones which, basically, Warlord. Yeah, these ones already had rules, but Warlord has gone back over them based on player feedback. And one of the big ones that they've gone back over is the Mark 1 automated infantry. Now, the biggest criticism, so the unit is basically the same as it was, right? You can take 5 to 10 of them. They cost the same amount. They've all the same normal rules. Okay, right? So the thing that they've redone, there's two things they've visited. Firstly, they've revisited the weapon options, and the bayonets now do something. And secondly, they've revisited the high voltage rule. So the issue in the past with both those things is that there was no real choice between the weapons, right? You always took the HMGs. Like there was basically no point in taking the MMGs, right? Now there is a point because the HMGs, it's 10 points per model to take an 8, and you have to upgrade the entire squad of them. You can't upgrade a few with HMGs and a few with MMGs. It's either all HMGs or all MMGs, right? So it's expensive to go down the HMG route, but you do get 6 shots at pen 1, right? With the MMGs, you can now add combat blades to them. So the bayonets on the end of the MMGs now do something, and only the MMGs can take the bayonets. Now, those bayonets give you +1 pen at close quarters and the tough fighter special, just like they did with the Mark IIs. Okay, so that gives you pen in close combat now, and that gives you tough fighters, which gives you an extra attack in close combat. So on its own, that's already really nice, because one of the big problems that the Brits had is they basically had like no real way of engaging in melee. That you had like the dogs. But the dogs are very much like a support unit to stop Totenkor from, just infiltrating and overwhelming you. But that was basically it, right? Whereas now the robots, the Mark 1 robots, can actually do combat. They can actually do combat. Reading those, what's with the graphics glitches? I've got no graphics glitches, mate. I don't know if anyone else is having them. You might want to check. If I don't know if anyone else is having any graphical issues. If not, it might be on your end, Raising Rune Lords. All right. Yeah, I don't think anyone else is having them, man. I think you're having them. Not that I'm blaming you. It might be something wrong with your PC, man. You might want to check it out. So does it update your YouTube, Rune Lord? Maybe it's a YouTube an app thing. All right. So I think that's really important because now there's a choice to be made. Do you spend more? Because you could say, well, obviously the HMGs is the better route to go down because it's getting more pen 1. And it's like, yeah, that's true. You are getting more shots at pen 1 with those HMGs. But the thing is that as a Brit player, you already have quite a lot of access to like pen shooting. You've got things like the Hornet, which can just run around, pen shoot the shit out of people. You've got like the Humber armored car and stuff like that. You've got the Mark II robots. You have quite a lot of pen shooting already. What you didn't have as the Brits is some kind of semi-viable melee. Now, it's only Pen 1 in melee, so, you know, surging Ursus and stuff are still going to cause you some problems, right? But the thing that was really kind of getting to the Brits was the fact that the only way they could deal with the zombies, what, you know, the Totem Corps, was by trying to shoot them to death. And the Totem Corps are uniquely, ridiculously durable against shooting because of how they regrow and all that kind of stuff. So the Brits just found themselves just blasting off ridiculous amounts of ammunition into zombies. But really, Brits v Totem Corps, it kind of went the same way every time. You know, it was tough, right? So now that you've got the bayonets, it gives you a better access to personally, I think it gives you much better access to a melee unit. All right. And the MMGs with bayonets only being 37 points a model is also quite good. Now I know, and now here's the thing: Vigor the Butcher, curious how these are better than the doggos. Well, because the dogs also have got 2 attacks at pen +1, right? And the dogs are also damage value 6+. So it's like, wow, you know, surely the dogs are better, right? Well, hold on to your horse. Hold on to your horses, honey, because I got vouchers for the Pringles. Let's get to the new high voltage special rule. So high voltage before was terrible. It gave you +1 shot on each robot's guns, and then your robot basically had a very good chance of blowing up. It was quite bad. Now high voltage has been completely and utterly reworked. It's completely different. When executing a run order, Mark 1 automated infantry squad may use this active rift enhancement. The unit gains deadly 2, which means you get 2 attacks, and that does stack with tough fighter, so you get 3 attacks. So you get 3 attacks at pen 1, which is better than the doggos, and you get the fast special rule and you lose the lumbering special rule. So your robots go from sort of pooting around the board at like 4 inches to fixing bayonets and potentially running 16 inches into combat. Fix bayonets! Charge! And they just charge in, man. It's so good. Exterminate! Exterminate! Now, I really like this rule. After you get it for the duration of the run order. After the Rift Dice you get it for the duration of the run order. After you've run, you exhaust the Rift Dice. If you're in close quarters combat, the Rift Dice doesn't exhaust until after the second round of combat. So you get 2 lots of bonus attacks before the Rift Dice runs out, in case anyone's wondering about that. So they did cover that one, which is good. If it goes on longer than that, you've run out of battery power, unfortunately. Now, I really like this. James Homer, that's going to look great with my Robot Knights charge. Exactly. That's what I was telling you, bro. That's what I was saying. I told you you'd like it. So I really like this rule because not only does it give a bonus to the robots for bayonet charging, obviously running in and charging, but it actually does also give a bit of a bonus to the HMG robots because they still get an extra attack in combat. Yeah, there's no pen on it, but they still get it. And being able to make them run quickly is really nice, especially when you combine it with the new automated platoon where they could go for a big run order and not necessarily outstrip the command bubble range of the Mark IIs with the extended data transmission rules that you get from the automated platoon. Yeah. All I'm imagining is a bunch of robots screeching for king and country. I did my duty for king and country. Charging in. Yeah. Yeah. I'm honestly shocked that's how far they went with the change. I was so worried we stuck with something similar to this before still. Nope. They completely reworked it. So it's interesting. This is actually technically... So high voltage has been through a number of changes. The first iteration, which they didn't release, was that the robots would blow up in combat and take people with them. The idea is they'd overcharge and then blow up essentially. But that they just didn't like the way that played. It was like a rule that only really kicked. It was a rule that only really kicked in when you were kind of on the losing end of a scenario, which no one really wants, right? So then they changed to the extra shots, but they found that the trade-off just wasn't worth it. And the feedback they got from people was like the overwhelming feedback they have had from everyone on Facebook, everyone on social media, from me. Like, for the last year, I've just been saying to them, the bayonets need to do something. I must have said it a dozen times. Warlord were getting sick of me saying it. They were like, we're working on it. I was like, Jim, the bayonets need to do something. I was like, Dan, the bayonets. And they're like, we're going to work on the bayonets. I was like, Chris, the bayonets. And he was like, okay, I went, the robots need the bayonets to work. So I've been saying, but don't think it's me that's made this change. Warlord already were well aware of the change, but probably the number one piece of feedback they've had is Brit Robot bayonets. Do something, please. Yeah. Mark 1 models need help now. Need HMGs for the new kit. The plastic Mark 1s do come with HMGs, Vigo the Butch. Yeah. And I think the Mark 1s, I think what's important to mention is the if you're saying debatable whether they're better than the doggos, I think they're better. I'm not sure if the doggos are fast. They might be, but I'm not sure. I think they're better than the doggos. I think they're equal to the doggos. I think they are a little better. They get an extra attack, right? So I think they are better than the doggos with that extra attack in combat. I think the doggos are now more of a like, let's stop the totem core from attacking us kind of thing. And not every unit in the doggo army in the doggo squad is good, like, because you have to pay for the handler who's not very good. So you think about it, right? So I think the doggos are more of a support unit now. These are better at melee by a little bit. I think the other thing that makes them better in melee, than the doggos, is because of the way they gel with the automated platoon. But I think that the doggos I don't think the doggos are trash. I still think like a lot of people are going to be wanting to take the dogs because of the way they could just basically give you a bit of melee and stop you from getting overrun by totem core. They're still don't think I'm saying they're better than doggos. Doggos are now dead. I don't think doggos are dead. I think doggos are now firmly a support unit, which is kind of how they always should have been. Yeah. And I think having like swarms of like 20 doggos running across, I don't think I've ever seen anyone do it. The most I've seen people take is like maybe one squad of 6, maybe a bit more. But I think here's the thing: if you still want, here's the important thing to mention, right? If you are some mad bastard out there who has taken an entire dog platoon and you love the dogs, just remember this. Those dogs have not got worse in any way, shape, or form. They've not been nerfed. They've not had their rules changed. They've not had their points changed. So your effectiveness on the army that you know and love, and that mad build that you love the shit out of, like, it still works. The robots have just been brought up to be slightly better in a specific way. So I think it's important to mention that, because a lot of times people will be like, oh, wait, these are better than mine. Have I wasted my money? You haven't wasted your money at all. Not even slightly. Yeah. All right. What do we got next? So that's basically it. Other than that, the robots are the same. Surging bonus, they lose the lumbering special rule. Exhaust penalty may not be issued. Run orders. So the Mark 1 robots, now you have a choice. Now you have a choice. You have a choice between HMG DACA squads and bayonet melee squads, bayonet chargy squads. I think both have their trade-offs. I think a mixture of them is ideal, because you want to mix, because you want to be able to have some DACA and some chopper. Yeah. There you go. Dexon Gaming Corner, here is what the bot change says to me. Ward listens when we say this doesn't work and we don't like it. Yeah. I absolutely agree. They're not, here's the important thing to remember. They're not going to be able to change everything because a lot of people are going to have different desires and different ways they want units to play, right? Like you can't expect them to respond to every bit of feedback, right? Or to change everything based on a bit of feedback. But there was an overwhelming response from the community saying this should change. And Warlord did take that on board. And I think that's kind of the way to do it. When basically the vast majority of your community saying this needs to change, and then you do so, I think that's the right way of doing it. Yeah. Where a company could take on board feedback. I know, it's insane. I know, right? I just think and the way they've done the change, I just really like it. I think to me, it just passes the vibe check. It just passes the vibe check. And that's all I want from a game like Conflict. Yeah, Mark 1s are fun now. Exactly. Yeah. And they're not overpowered at all because if a unit of Surging Shrek Wolf or Ursus comes along, they still can't deal with those. They're not like massive melee bruisers. They're just gonna carve through some Totem Core. And even then, I think it's an equal fight with the Totem Core, right? Like Totem Core are cheaper. And they still get like lots of attacks against the Mark 1s. And the Mark 1s, you know, it's still gonna, yeah, a squad of Mark 1s charging into a squad of Totem Core will now just do something rather than doing nothing. And likewise, if the Totem Core charge the Mark 1s, they're going to take some of the Totem Core down with them. And you know what? You might beat a unit of Totem Core in combat now with Brit Robots, but you're not going to come out of it unscathed, and you're not going to be. It's going to be that's going to be pretty equal point for point because you can get 3 Totem Core and change for every 2 robots. Yeah. Here's my biggest takeaway from the new high voltage. I want to use it. Exactly. And that was it. People were just like, if you have an ability which no one wants to use, you need to redo it. Yeah. All right. What have we got next? So next we have got the Mark II robots. Now, from what I can see, these are basically the same. They've just had they've had, you know, the thing that lets them get first off the line. It's just gone away from the rift enhancement paragraph and it's got its own ability now, which is just a special rule, and it's called data transmission. But it's basically the same thing. They still have the same coordinated strike ability, so they can ignore friendly units in a turning line of fire, which is going to be probably more important now because the Mark 1s are probably going to be charging forward ahead with bayonets, and now the Mark 2s can advance behind, laying down covering fire. The big thing is they also get the bayonets on the light autocannons. The bayonets on the light autocannons are still only +1 pen, +2 plus tough fighters, right? So it's the bayonets are the same across the board. I know some people might think they wished the bigger bayonets did more. I think it's just keep it simple. A combat blade is a combat blade. I'm okay with it. You know, and I think it gives the Mark 1s a slightly more... The way I see it is the Mark 2s are tougher because the damage value is 7, but get less attacks because they don't have an ability that boosts the number of attacks. The Mark 1s are cheaper and less tough, but overall get more attacks. So one's more of a Bulgrin kind of unit, one's more of a like Paladin, one's more of a Berserker. That kind of thing, right? The big thing is the Tesla cannons, you can take 2 per squad. In a squad of Mark 2s, you can take 2 Tesla cannons. So you can take 2 robots with 2 Tesla cannons as a squad, or you take 4, 3 or 4 robots and 2 of them having Tesla cannons. They're just the light Tesla cannons as well. So they do get Tesla now, and as we discussed before, proper anti-tank. This is very important. Full robot armies will now be able to actually do Tesla damage to the enemy, do anti-tank. It's proper anti-tank. Yes, it works with computational systems. It's absolutely fucking awesome. Yeah. 2 Mark II Tesla cannons. GG. 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 We are balling. Yeah, but don't forget, it's a very expensive unit. It's 166 points for 2 models. And remember, they've only got 1 wound each. Yeah, they've got hard to kill, but they've only got 1 wound each. So they're 83 points per robot with Tesla cannon. So they're good, but you know, they are like 1 grav pulse away from death. You know, they are you know, you can smoke them. And you know, they're only pen 1 on the light Tesla, so Shrek Wolf and Nursus can still get them if they're surging. So they're very good, but they do have strengths and weaknesses, which is what units should have. You need, you know, units that can work together to overcome a problem, not a unit that can do everything. But yeah. This is why the automated platoon is very nice, but you know, you could see people wanting to go down the assault platoons. They could take like more Mark IIs with Tesla. But the funny thing is, if the Mark II with Tesla ends up being a bit OP, I don't think it will do. Like, I don't. I think you spam those and someone takes a single squad of Ursus against you and you're like, oh no, I'm in danger. Like, literally 1 squad, right? So I wouldn't actually recommend spamming them. But if they did end up being OP, we've just got the K-47 honor system, which is like, if it turns out they're overpowered, don't spam the shit out of them. Like, just tone it down a little bit. Maybe a couple of squads. You know, like an automated platoon with a director, a couple of Tesla guys, and 2 extra squads, a couple of Tesla guys. Oh, I need the alert, the sound on. That's the way I could see it working very nicely. Yeah. Now we do have some other units that have been revised as well, the automated mobile platforms. But before we get to those, I am going to have to do a super chat because we've just had Obogana Braka Kasuli. I'm definitely not saying that. I want to say a massive thank you to you for the Rift Buster chat, baby! Yeah, buddy! Yeah, buddy! Yeah, buddy! Oh my god! I know I said I was going to catch him on super chats after I'd called on the revised units, but my god, I can't wait! I can't wait for that one! Holy shit, man! He's just coming in. He's dropping the $100 super chat. My god! Oh, and he's just dropped 20 memberships as well! Oh my god! He's busting rifts. He's conscripted every motherfucker in the room. Oh, holy shit, man. Woohoo, baby. Here we are. Just doing a chill little stream, doing some reveals, having a great time. And goddamn, OB comes in here and just starts slapping his big old dick around. I love it, mate. Oh my fucking god. Everyone in the stream right now, we got like 150-ish people in the stream. Spam 07, spam the salute emoji, show your gratitude, your respect, and your awe at this absolute Giga Chad who just come in here, just smashed the entire area, killed anything with more than 2 legs. He's busted open the rift wide open. Oh my days. Baby. He didn't even have a message attached to the super chat. I don't know if there was meant to be a message attached, OB. I don't know if there was. If there was, please let me know. If you were just being nice and supporting the stream, then My God, sir. My God. my God. Oh my God. From the tip of my toes to the end of my big rubbery nose, and from the bottom of my heart, thank you for the incredible support. Thank you for going above and beyond the call of duty. Thank you for supporting the channel in just an absolute fucking heroic way. And 07, you magnificent bastard. I raise my glass to you. You're an officer, a gentleman, a scholar, a good sir, a kind sir, and a goddamn hero. There we are. Drops the death strike. Refuses to elaborate. Leaves. I know, man. That's fucking insane. That's absolutely fucking insane. Holy shit. Holy shit, man. Oh my days. That's got me excited. Right. That's got me jacked to the tits. Let's cover the other revised unit, and then we'll come back to those other super chats that were from before the revised units. All right, let's cover those other revised units. So, oh my God, that's really got me buzzing. That's really got me buzzing. Thank you so much, Obi. So the first one is we have got the automated mobile platform Lancer. So this is the one with the 3 HMGs. Now, the main thing that I can see that has changed here is its ability. So basically, you know how all of the automated platforms had like the high voltage rule, but they all did something a bit different? That's all gone now. Only the Mark 1s have high voltage, and all the other ones have now basically got it's a unique name, because it's a bit confusing having an ability that's got the same name but does two different things. So that's all been updated, which is just a nice quality of life little clarification improvement. On top of that, now I don't know. Let me just check something how different the Lancer is. It is different. It's better. But I want to just check how much better it is. I'm just going to check the old rule quickly. So the old rule was you got an extra +1 for each of the HMGs, but then after you do the shooting, you suffer D3 pen 1 hits, right? Now you get, it's called Storm of Lead. So what was it called high voltage before? Yeah, now it's called Storm of Lead. And it says, when executing a fire order, a Lancer may increase the shot value of each of its HMGs by +1. So it's the same. And then you exhaust the Lancer's Rift die after resolving the fire order. And that's it. So no more blowing yourself up. Oh, it's Obama Barrack. Hey, dude, I thought it was you, but I didn't want to presume so. Man. Dude, amazing. Great. It's been a while since we had you in the stream, bro. Absolutely amazing. Massive, massive triumphant return, man. Fucking awesome, bro. So because I recognize your avatar. You know, your icon, right? So Storm of Lead is basically, it's the same ability as before, but with no downside now. Which, again, I think it makes sense. You know, you don't want to have rules that can basically like blow you up and kill you. Like, it's not worth the trade-off, right? Other than that, everything is the same. Okay. So that's had like, I think that's had like the least change. Okay, yeah. That one has had, you know, one of the, that's had like a nice, it's a little, that's had a nice little change. The next one is the Hunter. And that's also, it's basically had the same treatment, right? So it's now called high velocity round, instead of, high voltage again, right? It's called high velocity round. And you can fire the light anti-tank gun as if it were a medium anti-tank gun, and it doesn't then like try and like blow you up afterwards. So both of them are basically just, they've got the bonus that they had, but there's no downside to doing it now. You just have your normal exhausted penalty, which is you can't run afterwards. So again, they both had basically a bit of a tidy up. Okay? Okay. Fine. Great. Love it. And bear in mind, inside the automated platoon, you can take 3 of each of those bad boys. And they're quite cheap and spammable. But then we get to my favorite. So the first 2 have just like had a tidy up. Then we get to the Bombardier. It can now fire as this is all for its active rift enhancement, right? Its active rift enhancement is now, so before it just turned its light howitzer into a medium howitzer and then blew itself up. Now, which doesn't really make sense when you think about it, because it's a high explosive shell. It's just the shell is the shell at the end of the day. Now, it makes a lot more sense. Corrosive shell. When executing a fire order, a bombardier may use this enhancement to have its light howitzer gain the rift weapon and corrosive D3 special rule. And then you exhaust the bombardier's rift dice before any to hit rolls are made, as normal for rift weapons. So we're corrosive. Yes, Michael, exactly. So we're starting to, so the reason I like this so much is, I don't know if, I think this does make it better. It means that you could potentially fire a Pen 5 HE shell at someone. Like, on average, it's Pen 4. Right? And I like that because this is your anti-Schreckwolfen. You see how like we've been going through like the HMG, the MMG to bayonets is good, but it doesn't, you know, can't deal with Schreckwolfen. All the Teslas are good, but they can't deal with Schreckwolfen. To me, this is your like your anti-Schreckwolfen thing, but it's not overpowered because you still got like hit. Unless you're doing a drop shot, it's not ignoring cover. So you know, there are trade-offs for it, right? But the reason why I like this so much is exactly the same reaction that everyone is having in chat right now, which is more corrosive. More corrosive. Like, corrosive is one of those like rift weapons, which is just, well, I think, was it only the Churchill had it? Like, weird. Right? Like, it was so limited in what could take it. It was almost a non-entity. And then because not many people took the Churchill Meteor, then it was like, you just never saw it. Now, corrosive is actually going to be not common, but you'll actually encounter it. And what I would actually like to see, controversial opinion here, I don't think they need to go to, what does corrosive even do? It increases your pen. So corrosive D3 means you roll to hit, and then if you hit, you have the weapon's pen, and then you roll like DX. If it's D6, you roll a D6, and that's the additional pen you get on the blast. So let's say, so if I'm shooting the bombardier, I roll to hit, I get the hit. It's a light howitzer, so normally it's pen 2. I then roll my corrosive dice, and it's a D3. So I roll my D3. Let's say I roll a 2, and then improve the pen of the light howitzer by 2. Yeah. So HE2 inches plus D3 pen ignores cover. It doesn't ignore cover, Dex in Gaming Corner. Corrosive naturally does not ignore cover. I checked this earlier. So you can ignore cover with the drop shot because it's a howitzer, so you could indirect it. So you can get ignores cover on it, but it's only on the drop shot. But firing it directly, it doesn't naturally. Yeah. Yeah. All right, it's the only other one with crush. Yeah, exactly. So there's a lot of extra pen. Exactly. Now, I wouldn't be against corrosive maybe in the future reducing cover by 1. As it doesn't like ignore cover, but you know, like it melts through it. Yeah, right. Which would be kind of cool. But that's not what it does right now. So, and to be fair, if it ignored cover, I think you'd have to pay a lot more. because the automated mobile platform, the bombards are only 84 points. They're quite cheap, you know, and they don't have lumbering. They're fearless. They've got computational systems. You know, they're hard to kill. So they're kind of like, you know, they're faster than a normal walking robot. They're not quite as hard to kill. They've not got quite the same damage value as a Mark II, but they have got hard to kill, right? So at 84 points, they're quite cheap, and you can put 3 of these in an automated platoon. And I think you could very well see that. Yeah. So I think these, you know, if they ignored cover as well, they'd be too cheap, or they'd be too good for the or you'd have to increase the points cost. Right now, the main thing around that I see with these guys is if there's a bunch of Shrek Wolf that are coming at you, you can yeet a bunch of bombardiers into them, and even if they're surging, on average you're wounding them on 4s. And with the blast template, you can probably catch a couple of them each time you get a hit. Now they might have cover, they might not. You might get a lucky 6. You know, there's a few things going on here, but it definitely gives you. And if those Shrek Wolf are just bounding out across the open because they kind of have to, because they're trying to, you know, get across the board quickly, then you could really you could hit them with these. You could hit them with these bad boys. Yeah. So I do think that they're okay anti Shrek Wolfen. I don't think they're amazing. I think they're okay, but I think they're absolutely worth the points at 84 points. Yeah. So I really like that change. I do. I really, really like that change. Then you've got the automated carrier. Now, the automated carrier says it's been revised. It has been revised. It's exactly the same. The only thing they did is remove fearless from it, because it doesn't need fearless, because it has the automated crew special rule, which basically means it can never be pinned and automatically pass any morale check. So it had 2 overlapping rules, which it doesn't need anymore. So, yeah. And that covers it. That covers everything. So all the automated platforms have been revised. The Mark IIs have got the same, but they've got access to Tesla. High voltage on Mark 1s has been radically overhauled in a good way. B for Bertie is tough, but doesn't do a lot of damage, but he's cool as fuck. The Mark II Director is a great support unit, but only for robots, doesn't help organics. And the automated platoon is a very focused platoon. It's very focused, but it is quite a good platoon. Yeah. Yeah. Damn, I was hoping that the commandos and the gals would have gotten a little love. This is just an update to the robots. I think the what you call it? The Galahads will get their update when they come to plastic, I suspect. That's where I think, because I've heard some things happening with the American power armored infantry. And if the American power infantry and the British power infantry are quite similar, so I think if one gets it, I suspect there'll be some quite nice changes for the Galahads in the future, just not yet. And as for the Grenadiers, I mean, the Grenadiers are kind of fine. They don't really need any changes. They come with a Tesla rifle and are very cheap for being a specialist infantry choice for an assault platoon. Yeah. But yeah, I think I'd say the command. I wouldn't expect any changes to the Grenadiers anytime soon. The Galahads, I think we'll see changes to them. Depends if Warlord update. I don't think we'll see them by the end of this year. I think we'll see what happens with the American infantry, and then we'll probably, the American heavy infantry, And then we'll probably be able to infer quite a lot from that for what's coming for the Galahads. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. There you go. I think Grenadiers need a rework too. Maybe. I mean, to be honest, I've no real complaints about them. Just 5-man squad with a Tesla rifle. That's all you really. They're already unique in the fact that they're normal infantry, which aren't a basic infantry. They're already better than the Japanese Shiburi rifle squads. So, yeah, maybe they will get an update in the future. I have no idea. I'm going to tell you, I haven't heard anything about the Galahads. I've not heard anything about the Grenadiers. British is a bit boring right now. I mean, I think you're going to be a lot less boring now you've got the robots, man. Yeah. I think you'll be a lot less boring after this. And like I said, I think the Galahads will get something in the future. I've no idea, but I guess. Yeah. The fact that Brits are airborne is a shame. I think that's to differentiate them a bit from the Americans. The Americans went all in on. So it's to make each faction feel a bit like they've specialized in one area. Although the Brits, don't they get access to the Italian? Oh no, the Italian Galahads are just Galahads. Yeah, I think if the Italian Galahads, if those combat blades did something, that would be kind of cool. But yeah, yeah. Yeah, but the Italians and Germans are airborne. Yeah. Yeah, but I would say, like, it's funny, isn't it? War gamers, and look, I'm exactly there with you guys. Don't think I'm disparaging you in any way, shape, or form. We are like that plant, Audrey 2 from Little Shop of Horrors. Feed me, Seymour, feed me. But Audrey, I've already fed you twice today. Feed me, Warlord, feed me. But we just gave you an automated platoon. Feed me, Warlord. Fine, here are 2 new units. Feed me, Warlord, feed me. Revised. We'll revise all of the robots. Feed me, Warlord. Fuck it out. They're insatiable. Yeah. So, yeah, it's one of those, isn't it? Hey, it's a good. We'll agree this. It's a good start, right? It's a good start. It's a damn. I think not every unit is gonna get like a massive radical overhaul. Some are just, they are what they are. It is what it is, right? I think there were some that do need changes. I think the robots did. I think the Galahads, they will come in time, based on what I've heard about the Americans, and extrapolating. And I think there were some units which you might wish were better, but they kind of just are what they are. Like the Grenadiers right now are totally fine. And if a unit's fine, then it's fine. Yeah. But we'll see. Who knows? Grenadiers, they might get a huge update. We're only like 10 months into playing the game. 12 months since launch. So yeah. I'd have liked a Tesla field gun manned by auto infantry. Ooh, that's an interesting idea, Siri 8. Yeah. Who knows? Maybe in the future, right? You got to think. One thing that's worth mentioning, and I've only just thought of this now. We've had this update before we've had any kind of lore book. Because remember, the Totem Rot stuff and the Firefly stuff came with Festung Europa. And we're assuming there's going to be some good stuff coming for the Japanese based on Invasion America. And now it's like, hang on. This is, I would say this. This is just a revision, a correction. This is just Warlord giving us a little something. But inevitably, there's going to be more lore books. And as Uncle Clumsy has said, still drooling over the giant automated tank bloke. Well, I think this is not the first. I don't think this is going to be the only update we've seen for the robots. I think this is the first. All right. All right. All right. Let's catch up on the super chats and then see where we're up to. Okay, we had... I think it was David first. David Davidson, thank you very much for your patience. Thank you for your K47 chat. I love it, mate. More hobby progress in stream discussion. Buster Rift. Let's have a look, mate. Where was it? I don't see it, man. Am I missing it? He's waited all this time and now I can't see it. David, I'm sorry. Like, I'll show you what I can see, right? So, we've got the Cosmic one. Uncle Clumsy's one. Trooper's Addiction. James H. And then nothing else. So, I don't see it, mate. Obviously, if I'd just say just double check it. But yeah, maybe it went in a different channel or something. But the moment I get it, I can look at it and I can show it off. All right, dude. Thank you so much for the big support, man. Hopefully, you get the pictures. You know, maybe Discord's being funny. You know, but hopefully we get it sorted. Roshi, thank you for super chat. A little off to the side, but actually, Shock Troopers have no restrictions on mixed quality in the online app. A mistake. What? So you could pardon me. So you can like take veteran and regulars. That's definitely a mistake. I just send that feedback. There is like a report bug feature in the app, and if you can't find it, just send it to the Warlord Games customer service email, and they'll be able to like pass it on. So yeah, I would. That's definitely a mistake because you can't mix quality in units, and they don't have a special rule that should allow it. So there you are. Good spot though. Good spot, and yeah, I'd say definitely report it. James Homer, thank you for the super chat. Hi Mordian, managed to correct the picture. I saw this come in, mate. Holy shit. Oh my god. Oh my god. So you got the automated infantry platoon, and then you got more Mark IIs on top of that. Yes. Yes. And then I love the dice bag you got as well. And we've seen what you've done with these upgrades already, which is awesome, man. So cool. So bloody cool. I absolutely fucking love it, mate. Excellent shit, man. Excellent. Let's have a look. Oh, David, posted from a bit ago. Okay, sorry, mate. Let me oh, here you go. First image is by US Army to face the Axis Army. Second image, total K47 progress so far. Sprayed some dark tone on the mechs for the Axis as they were bright. Third image, working on the US infantry with the family over for Father's Day. Nice. Hey, look at that. So we've got a couple of squads of Fireflies. Looks like a sniper team. Platoon commander. Got a rifle team. You've got goggles. Yes, I love it. Oh, actually, they've all got SMGs. Well, not all of them. A lot of them got SMGs. I do have to say, are they the airborne models? They look like the Kurahi air models. They're so good. Those new plastic airbornes. I love them. I love them to bits, mate. Got the Grizzly at the back. Jackal. Oh, is it Coyote? Coyote. Nice. Got the half track for the boys. Couple of heavy mortars or medium mortar spotters. Either all right. Nice. I love it, mate. They look good. So when you say, I think those look, the mechs look really good now. The light grey was pretty good, but I really like the dark tone you've used there. When you say spray, did you use like an airbrush, or is there like a rattle can spray of it, because I mean, if there is, that would be amazing. I'd love to get my hands on that. I love the flags you've done for the army. I don't know where you got them from, but I think they've worked out really, really nicely. So excellent stuff, mate. That's so cool. Hey, it's coming together, man. I mean, the Axis is basically done, and then the Axis is basically done, and then you've got the Americans, which are already well on the way. You know, it's already primed. You know, it's already primed. Some of the vehicles are in many ways they're already done. A lot of work done on them. Bit of basing and you know, some fine details, but you know, so you've already done some work on these ones. So yeah, look great, man. Is that what you? Yeah, that's the work in progress. Nice. Just batch painting like a motherfucker. I love it. Excellent stuff, man. Yeah. Excellent stuff. I love it. Yeah, I had to dig out the airbrush and I printed them using Google Docs. Oh, you printed the flags. Oh, cool. That's really clever. I didn't know you could do that. I might have to look into that myself, to be honest. Yeah. That's really cool. I like that. All right. What have we got next? We have got the Casual Mark. Thank you for the super chat. Came here to say you're getting me into K47. I'll be buying a US Mech Army next week. Thanks for the content. Hey! Yes. Amazing, man. Amazing. Dude, it's my absolute pleasure to get anyone and everyone into K47, to get you into K47, to get just to I just love this game. I love this game, so it's my pleasure. I do not apologize for your future financial destitution because you end up getting addicted and buying all of Warlord. That's just the way of the rift. That's the way of the rift, Bubbles. The way of the rift. Thank you so much for support, man, and I'm glad you've enjoyed the content. Staffo, thank you for becoming a channel member, sir. Thank you for doing your part. And then we've got Cosmic. So I've got something in my eye then. Cosmic, thank you for the super chat, man. My werewolf squad completed and in stream discussion now with Law for the Baron and the Green Vault. Let's have a look. I've completed my wolf squad. Behold, the Reaper team, the Baron's most loyal followers. They have the great honor to become enhanced beyond human. Each one a noble who refused to fight with such honorable things as fangs and claws. They use their handcrafted rift-infused weapons to great effect. Each of them given a cape darker than night itself, making them look like death in the night. When the Baron wants something or someone dead, these death wolves are deployed. Cool. I like how the cape is quite matte, but they are like not. I kind of think it definitely plays into the darker than the night vibe, man. Yeah. Cool. I love it. Because the Shrek Wolfen, you know, they do retain a bit of their intelligence, so they could absolutely, that sort of noble arrogance could still be a big part of their, like, personality. Cool. Hey, I love the inspiration. Such a good movie. Such a good movie, man. All right. I don't mean to alarm you, and I don't mean to upset you, but that's about it. I know. I know. I could. I know you all want me to stream for even longer, but it's just a cheeky little bonus stream tonight. It's just a cheeky little bonus stream. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. So for those of you that missed the stream, obviously it'll be up live. So it'll be up available post live, so you guys can watch it. And for those of you that want to see a version of the stream where it's not got like the interruptions of the super chats and stuff, I've already like pre-recorded the video going through this. So there's this live version and there's a completely separate pre-recorded version, which will be out. It'll be out on Monday, which is technically today, right? But it will be out. Is it in the morning slot or the afternoon slot? It'll be out in the morning slot, so it should be out around 3 o'clock, between 3 and 4. So you don't have to wait too long. Yeah, it's 11 to 12 hours from now. All right, 3 or 4 in the afternoon, not in the morning. So yeah, it's so you don't have to wait long at all, and that's the version where I just go through everything like I've gone through now. So there, yeah, there you go. Cosmic Dream, thank you for the super chat. 24-hour stream. Unfortunately, not. I want to refresh. I want to relax, and I want to get a good night's sleep as well. But on a serious note, I am so excited for these new Brit rules. I think this brings, for me, this brings the Brits up to the same level as the Axis and the Americans in terms of like, you know, they've got their own specialist platoon, they've got a lot of plastic, they've got a lot of like viable units now. It brings them up to a similar level. I don't think they've got quite as much variety and quite as much power as maybe something like, you know, the most optimized Axis. But I think in the realm of, you know, the K47 community, I think Brit players are now able to be, you know, within the honor system, Brit players are now able to operate pretty much on equal footing. And for me, I think the big thing is that the vibe of the army feels right now. The vibe feels right. So, yeah. There we go. But, you know, of course, that's just like my opinion. And we'll have to see what happens in the future. But, yeah. When Firefly was a Totem Core battle report? I mean, hopefully, to be honest, I don't have that many Fireflies painted up. I don't. I do. I don't have that many Fireflies painted up. I don't have that many Totem Core painted up. I own a shitload of Fireflies. I own a shitload of Totem Core. But I don't have them painted up yet. So I need to, you know, get those. The Totem Core are built and primed, I think. Or the Totem Core are built. The Firefly is still on sprue. So what I'll do is, as part of the TTC, I'll build and paint some Fireflies and some Totem Core so that they get done, and then I'll use them in a battle port. So, you know, I'll say this. It'll happen. It's not going to be anytime soon. It's probably going to be a case of weeks and months, not hours and days. All right? Or rather, not days and weeks, I should say. More like months. Yeah. But yeah. Were there any changes towards the carrier? Did I miss it? Or was it unchanged? Basically unchanged. Cheese Marine. A very slight tidying of its data sheet. The Paragons are ready to go. They are Cosmic. The Paragons are ready to go. That's true. Yeah. Clovac. Sad face. I mean, dude, I am a one-man team. There are only so many hours in the day. I will tell you this, it will happen, but you will have to be patient. There you are. I do want to do it. It's just, I think I'm collecting all 5 armies kind of like simultaneously. So there's an element of them all building up at the same time. So it takes a little bit of time, but it will happen. Yeah. I want to take one to, because I want to take them to tournaments as well. So I'd love to take Totem Core army to tournament. I'd love to take Firefight Platoon army to a tournament, an automated army to a tournament, and so on and so forth. So they're all going to happen. Yeah, they're all going to happen. Yeah. All right. But it just takes time. I am literally a one-man band. You know, Evan obviously does all the editing, but in terms of like all the painting, all the armies for the channel, I do them all myself. I don't get any of them commission painted. I don't have anyone else help me with them. So it's one of those things where sometimes it takes a little time. But yeah, there we are. Cosmic Drew, don't worry, Clovis hates you, Clove. Yeah, I can see that. If that's your attitude, you know what? Fine, I won't do it now. Fine. I gave you a reasonable answer. You gave an unreasonable response. Fuck you. I'm not going to do that. Don't worry. Oh, man. No, it will happen in the future, guys. It will do. Yeah, that's it. So I'm gonna go now. But I hope you guys all enjoyed today's stream. Let me know what you think down in the comment section. And I'll see you all technically later today, but I'll see you all in the Monday stream. And but honestly, guys, thank you so much for joining. Thank you for liking. For those of you that enjoyed it, don't forget to subscribe, all that kind of good shit. And a massive thank you to all of you that went above and beyond the Call of Duty, coming in with a massive support. Big shout out to Obama Barrack, who came in with the Death Strike and the 20 gifted memberships absolute fucking hero maneuver. But a massive thank you to all of you who went above and beyond the Call of Duty tonight. It's been amazing. That's all for now. Thank you for watching. And as always, bust a rift.